Learn how to set up your Microbit so that it works with our Bluetooth controller mobile app and you can make it do just about anything.
Okay, first thing you will need the app. On the App Store, Play Store, it's available for mobile phones and tablets, both iOS and Android. Search Microbit and it should come up. So here it is. It's about $2, but we will put the price up as we add new features. This is just a base model for now, but it's a once-off payment for life. So if you get it for $2, you'll get the upgrades for free. Okay, so if we open the app, you probably won't see your device listed there. And that's because we just need to put the device into no pairing mode. So if you watch this info video, it just shows you how to do that. I'll obviously do it for you. So we got a new project. Let's just create one micro test. Create a new project. Okay. Our extension, well, first let's put in no pairing mode. So that's project settings, no pairing required. It takes a little while and then you hit save. Okay, so that's done. Now we have to add Bluetooth. There's two ways of doing that. You can use our extension, or you can use Bluetooth and start the UART service. I'm going to show you how to do everything with the extension first, and then at the end of the video, I'll show you how to program your microbit without using our extension if you want to do something different. Because you can, this is very customizable. You can make your Bluetooth, your microbit do just about anything. Okay, so in the extensions, it's not published, so you have to use our GitHub link. So if you go into the app, say connect later, here is the link to our GitHub. Just copy that link, go back into Makecode, paste the URL over here, and there's the extension. Okay, so now that has it'll ask you permission to remove radio from functionalities. Okay, so now if we download this to the microbit, it should connect with the app, but let's just make it play a sound so we know when it has connected. So in Bluetooth, on Bluetooth connected, let's make it play something. Okay, play melody, and then just set it to play something. I'm no musician. Okay, so now we can just download this. I'm going to plug the microbit in to the computer. And download the program to the microbit. Okay, download it, disconnect it, turn it on, go into the app, and let's go back to the connect page, and there it is. So connected. Now we'll program it to actually do something. Okay, so now to make the car actually do something, we can get rid of these because we don't need them. We need to add the car extension, which I've actually already added. I'm using a Ringbit car. You can use a Lightning McQueen or Qtbot or whatever, it doesn't really matter. So I've actually already added the package, but anyway, it's adding the extension. Now, when we hit so F stands for forward. When the forward button that's released, we want press down. So when the forward button is pressed down, we want the car to go forwards. So we'll say go straight at full speed. And then when it's released, we'll say brake. Okay, and then let's make it turn right and left when button R is pressed down. We'll just make it turn 90 degrees to the right, but we could also just set the individual wheel speeds here. So let's say spin right 90 degrees. And for the left turn, we can say spin. Let's actually make it spin at full speed. I'm going to use this one. So we want the right wheel to spin at 100% and the left wheel to spin at negative 100%. Okay. So, and then let's just put in the, if the back button is pressed, we're just going to stop the car. So when back button is pressed down, let's just brake. Let's just set both wheels to 0. Okay, so I'm going to download this to the Microbit. Unplug it, switch it on. Okay, and then we need to open up the app. Okay, there it is. Connect to it. Move the cable out the way. Okay, let's go forwards. Turns right 90 degrees, right 90 degrees. Right 90 degrees, backwards does nothing. Let's get away from the edge. Okay, left will just keep spinning. You can hold and then release. If you slide your mouse off the button or your finger off the button and then release, it doesn't trigger button release. So that button stays held in like this. And it should just keep turning. Okay, so if you wanted to use the toggles and the sliders, let's just say if toggle 1 is switched on, we'll display something. Okay, and then let's just do the sliders now as well. So Microbit app, let's use when slider X value is updated, then let's set the car speed to slider X to the values of slider X. So let's get the values over here, slider X value. So if you push the slider, the first slider forward, the speed of the car is going to increase and decrease with the slider. And then we'll do both wheels the same. Let's just copy and paste this and do slider Y. Let's make the two right sliders turn right and left. So I'm going to do slider Y and slider Z, and then we will make the values that it updates with the values of slider Y and slider Z. So the left wheel can be slider Y value, and the right wheel can be slider Z value. Yeah, I've got these two backwards, so we want to swap these around. Okay, now the car should drive with these two sliders. Okay, so I'm going to download that to the Microbit. Now we can unplug it from the computer, turn it on. Don't know if it won't be connected anymore, so let's just kill the app and start it again. Should pick it up. There we go. Okay. So we updated so that toggle 2 should show something. No, it was toggle 1. Toggle 1 shows a big T. It just sends that T once when you toggle on, so it stays there. You have to set when toggle 1 is switched off to show nothing if you wanted the T to go away. Okay, so now slider 1 is just going to drive the car forwards and backwards, both wheels at the same speed as the slider. Okay, now if we wanted to use these sliders to turn it, that's going to increase the speed of the right wheel. I have programmed it backwards. So Z is controlling the left wheel and Y is controlling the right wheel, which is backwards, but you get the point. So now if you want to not use our extension and code your microbit just with Bluetooth to receive custom commands or do custom things, I'm going to show you how to do that quickly. So we're just going to start a new project and we'll call it BT test. Okay, so we can delete the forever block. We need to add the extension Bluetooth. Okay, first things first, always put the no pairing required. That did save. Yeah, okay. Now, if you don't include our extension, you have to start the UART service because that's a piece of Bluetooth that we use. And then I always like to make a noise whenever it connects. So let's just put this there. It's quicker. Okay. So now we want the microbit to react to incoming pieces of data. So we use the Bluetooth on data received until, and the app sends every command followed by a comma. Okay, so until comma. Now you can see what the commands are here. If we click on this eye, it shows, okay, so these are all the commands that get sent when different things are pushed. So if you push a forward button, it sends BF hashtag D, and if you release the forward button, it sends BF hashtag U. So that's B for button, F for forward, hashtag is so that it's easy to split the data, and D is for down and U is for up. Okay, same for all the buttons. And then the lights, there's no way of sending the light commands to the microbit. These commands are what the microbit can send back to the app, and the lights will react to that. Okay. The toggles, I set to T for toggle, 1, 2, and 3 for the different toggles. And then the hashtag is the splitter. And then we've got 1 for on, 0 for off. The sliders, S for slider, X, Y, or Z for which slider you using. Hashtag again, so that you can split the item that's being controlled from the value, and then the value at the end, which can be negative. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we need to store the command that's sent from the microbit into a variable. So let's create a variable called raw data. Okay, and then we want to set the raw data to let's read data until the comma. So every command that comes through, it will save into raw data. Okay. Okay, so we need to split the raw data into two items. The first item is what's being controlled, and the second item is the value it's being set to. So if the string that comes through is SX hashtag 33, we want to use the hashtag to split up what's being controlled, the slider X, from its value that it's being set to, which is 33. So the way we do that is we need to create a variable which is going to be an array of two values. Okay, and then we need to set that data list to the raw data split into two. So we do that under this text items, we split, and what are we splitting? We're splitting that raw data string, so it's going to variables, raw data, and we're splitting it on the hashtag. So now data list is going to be 2 items. It's going to be the first piece of the raw data before the hashtag and the second piece of the data after the hashtag. Okay, and then we can just run if-else statements on it. So let's put an if-else statement down here, and under the logic we need this. Okay, so the first string, let's say we want to know if it is the forward button. So if D is the forward button, BF, sorry. BF is the forward button. So if the first piece of the first item in data list, so we need to go to arrays and get, so let's do data list. So if the data list get value at 0, so that's the first item in the data list, is equal to BF, then we know button forward is either pushed down or up, right? And then we can do another if-else statement inside there, or just an if statement. So, and then if the second piece of logic, which would be the same thing again, but now it's the second item in the array, is equal to D, then we know that the forward button was pushed down, and we could display something or make a car go forward or whatever you want to do. This looks quite complex. You get used to it pretty quick, and you can split this up into different functions that get called. You can add an else statement there. Else, well, in this case, if it was pushed down, the button forward was pushed. So let's do an up arrow. If the button was released, which is the only other option, so a U, the statement that came through was BF, but it was followed by a U after the hashtag, then let's put a stop sign. Okay, so this should basically, you can set it to just about anything. Now in the app, you can send custom strings. So you can send custom text here, which will be followed by a comma. So you can make up your own commands, your own code, your own, you don't have to use hashtags or whatever you want to put in here. You can put in values, send them all to the microbit, and you can code this block so that it will receive it and react to the code that you've sent. Yeah, that's basically how you use the app with Bluetooth. I'll quickly flash this to the car and then show it working. Okay, so I've flashed it to the car and now connecting to the car. And if we push down the forward button, it displays the up arrow, and if we release it, it displays the stop sign.
So that's it. Hopefully that helps you use the app and the extension. Please leave a review or some stars on the app stores. It helps us a lot. And keep an eye on the app. We're going to be updating it constantly with some new features which might make it even better.